there is literally going to be 4 points in this whole entire review that I found interesting. Because that's the only things I can actually speak about this whole entire episode. Because nothing else really happened. Literally nothing. There was nothing going on which was interesting. Yes, it was comedic, it was funny. Anything with Haruhiko in it is hilarious. But nothing happened. I almost felt like I waited 25 minutes until the scene with Inoue when she goes missing. That scene kind of just like makes up the whole entire arc as a whole. And this whole idea that it's really just bigging these events up to a point where once they happen, it's going to be freaking disappointing. I can really see it. They're just foreshadowing all these events, saying, oh, these things are going to happen later on, don't freaking worry about it. It's just going to become disappointing. That's it. That's it. Literally, they're going to foreshadow all these events. They're going to get to that one point, and it's all going to just be, It's literally, it's just doing that. Last episode, you had a whole scene with Lucia and Shizuru, the very epilogue, in those suits. They never made reference to it. I was kind of like, what is that? Is that just a foreshadowing to a later event? I'm not too sure. But the other thing is when they went to investigate the actual, like, kind of rainbow paradise, and then finding out, oh Christ, maybe something big is going on here. Something to do with environmentalism, and then the whole thing with Akane at night when Kotarou actually goes back to kind of just actually update the blog and say what we've done and what we actually investigated and what we found. That whole entire scene where Akane kind of just goes into this whole, like, spiel about this whole idea that we one day will run out of, like, our resources and we're just wasting away without really knowing, and then she basically says, oh, I've got a fix for this. Get rid of humans. I was just like, fragging hell! Where's this coming from? There is something bigger going on here that we're not getting right now, and this anime's not explaining it. It's just doing random things to get to this one point, and it's just like, do I want to suffer through all these random points to get to the one good point that might not even be that good? I don't think it's worth it. I really don't. I think it's just worth playing a visual novel. I just watched too many visual novel adaptations this whole entire year, which have just been lackluster or crap. And this one's just adding to the list. I don't know. It started off so freaking well, and it's just going downhill. And then you had the whole scene when Kotarou actually finds Kagari as they're going back from this whole thing to just investigate, and so, oh, freaking hell, this seems really big. Actually, as they're going back, Kotarou actually says, I've seen this somewhere before. And he sees Kagari, and he races after her, and he actually kind of gets to her, to this massive ass tree, and then he starts to remember a previous route. And I'm kind of sitting here going, stop it, anime. Literally, just stop it. You're just doing this purposely. Just stop it, because there is something bigger going on here that you just not explain. I just want you to. I just want you to go into these things. I want you to kind of just go and invest more time into the more interesting points about this anime, and not about these meandering points, because yes, it was funny. I had a few chuckles here and there of Haruhiko's character, but it just wasn't worth it. It just wasn't worth that whole entire ordeal to get to that one point. And then Inoue goes missing at the end, saying basically, yeah, look, she rings him up, and then she says, oh, I've got his intel, and it might be really juicy, but you got to wait until the next spread to actually find out about it. And then because she actually finds out that the rainbow swamp and says, oh, it hits our field, so I'm going to go investigate it. And then at school, Kotarou actually meets this girl. She kind of walks up and goes, oh, you're Kotarou. And then she goes, oh yeah, by the way, she's actually been missing for 3 days. I was kind of like, okay, so that might be something, another arc, maybe? But am I interested? No. Because, again, as I've been saying for the past couple of reviews for this anime, none of the characters have been developed to a point where I really kind of am emotionally invested in them, to a point where if anything happens to them, I'm like, oh my freaking god, like, it's missing, I need them back. It's not that. Literally, it isn't, because I haven't developed any of these characters to a point where I feel emotionally invested, and that's the main thing I get. It's just not doing this at all, and it's just becoming frustrating. I mean, you had Lucia in the bloody maid outfit to start off with. I was like, okay. And then she really won't say anything to the actual organisation about Kotarou's power. I was kind of like, that's admirable. Nice work. And neither will Lucia. Okay, but if anything, Lucia went back to her previous antics or just being the punchline. It's kind of like, oh man, just stop. Just do something interesting. But it didn't. I mean, it was 25 minutes I felt like I wasted. I don't know whether or not I can carry on. I just kind of getting to the point where my brain's just like, just saying, just leave it, Joe. You don't, it's not worth it. It's just play the visual novel. You can get the visual novel somehow, just play it. Because it'd be much more worth it than actually watching this. So yes, with all that said, have been a drive, but probably will give it one more week before I completely drop it. So, with all that said, I have been the driver. If you have enjoyed the video as a whole, you do leave a like. Do leave a like because it does help me quite a bit. If you have enjoyed my content as a whole, when you do leave a sub, do leave a sub because it does help me quite a bit. But with all that said, I have been the driver, and I will see you guys later.